Om Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharma sarvupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So I think you should put questions that will be easy for me. But still, to start with, this morning we are gospel reading class. There was a discussion going on in front of Sri Ramakrishna, Girish and Trilokya. So the point came about the avatar. Who is avatar? So Trilokya said that there is, um, he says that Girish asked Trilokya that you have written that what is written is not true. Trilokya remained silent. Master said, had he drunk wine up to his neck? If he had drunk a little more, he could not have led a worldly life. He's talking about someone. And then Trilokya remained silent, and M said aside to Girish, then what he has written is not true. Then Girish said to Trilokya, then what you have written is not true. Then Trilokya said, why so? Does not he, means Ramakrishna, admit that a man can lead spiritual life in the world? Master then said, yes, you can, but such a man should first of all attain knowledge, etc. And then discussion turned about the devotee asking, I have read in your book that you do not believe in the incarnation. That was the point. The devotee asking Trilokya that you do not, it's written in your book that you don't believe in the incarnation of God. You said so in connection with Chaitanya Dev, Sri Chaitanya. Trilokya said, why? Chaitanya himself protested against the idea of divine incarnation. Once in Puri, Advaita and the other devotees sang a song to the effect of Chaitanya, that Chaitanya was God. God, at this Chaitanya shut the door of his room. The infinite are the glories of God. As he, meaning Ramakrishna, says, the devotee is the parlor of God. Suppose a parlor is very well furnished, does that mean that the master of the house has exhausted all his power and splendor in that one parlor? So the question is coming whether Chaitanya is an incarnation or not. And that Girish firmly believes that God incarnates as Sri Chaitanya, God incarnates as Ramakrishna. But the question is here that Sri Chaitanya, when he was asked in his glories saying that you are God, he shut his door. Means he himself is saying, no, 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 I'm not God, as it were. But that's a wrong concept. So that is being cleared later on. Sri Giri said, meaning Sri Ramakrishna, says that prema alone is the essence of God. We need the man through whom his ecstatic love of God flows. He says that the milk of the cow flows to the udder. We need the udder. We don't care for the other parts of the cow, the legs, tails, or horn. This is Girish saying. The entire cow, what is the essential part? The udder, where the milk comes, the sweetness, love, joy, grace of God comes down. So Girish firmly believes that God can incarnate and God is incarnated again. And Trilokya does not accept that. And this discussion was going on. Girish is asking Trilokya, do you believe in incarnation of God? Trilokya, God incarnates himself through his devotees alone. There cannot be a manifestation of infinite powers. It simply is not possible. It is impossible for any man to manifest infinite power. That means totally he is rejecting the idea that God can manifest through the bhakta a little bit, maximum maybe. Ramakrishna is a bhakta, but why are you making him avatar? That is the question. So that's the problem with most of us. Even we worship Ramakrishna, we think what is Ramakrishna is a question. কেহ বলে তুমি সাধক প্রধান, কেহ দেয় তোমা দেবতার মান. Some say that you are great among the all sadhakas. What is this idea? Trilokya. God can manifest through a wonderful devotee, where ecstasy may come, love may flow. But fool, the God Himself has come down. This is not acceptable. Huh? How the infinite can be manifesting through any human personality. He's thinking that Ramakrishna is like a human, but is a great soul. That's all. But there is a distinction between great soul and avatar. Our that prayer Vedanta Maharaj wrote, no? Brahma Rupamadi Madhya Shesha Sarma Bhasakam. তারপরে ভাব ষটকহীন রূপ নিত্য সত্যম অদ্বয়ম বাংমনোতি গোচরঞ্চ নেতি নেতি ভাবিতম তং নমামি দেব দেব রামকৃষ্ণমীশ্বরম. বাংমনোতি গোচরঞ্চ, বাক, mana, etc. Oti gocharam, it is beyond the reach of them. That Brahman is Ramakrishna. That is the clear expression of Swami Vedanta. That means they don't make any distinction between Brahman and Ramakrishna himself. And Trilokya says, no, it cannot be. Giri said, you can serve your children as Brahma Gopala, the name of God. Then why is not it possible to worship a great soul as God? So he says that Master then said, why all this bother about infinity? If I want to touch you, must I touch your entire body? If you want to bathe in the Ganga, must you touch the whole river from Haridwar to down to the ocean? So this is the point. Brahman is infinite. How it can be finite? How it can manifest to a person? That is the point. Yes, Brahman Thakur said, no, there in the deep ocean, the water becomes ice. And if you touch the ice, is it not you are touching the ocean? Here is the question. So this is a concrete, tangible manifestation, but he is God himself with his all powers. That is the difference. So this is a point of trouble. That's why Sri Ramakrishna says it is all the trouble starts because of the ego. After discussion, he said that if after that all troubles come to an end when the ego dies. As long as a trace of I consciousness remains, one is conscious of difference. Nobody knows what remains after the I disappear. Nobody can express it in words. What remains after the I disappear, nobody can express in the word. That is remains after that I disappear and cannot say that a part manifested through this man and the rest through the another. So Satchidananda is the ocean. The pot of I is immersed in it. As long as the pot exists, the water seems to be divided into two parts. One part inside and another part outside. But when the pot is broken, there is only one stretch of water. One cannot even say that. Who would say that? So here is the question. that looking at Sri Ramakrishna as a human personality, pure soul, saint, is also one view. But that's a very partial view because we retain our ego. When the ego is destroyed, then this personality will appear in that person as infinite. And that is the Brahman appearing in a physical frame, as it were, will come whenever again comes after that experience down. And also incarnation and special Purusha, Adhikari Purusha even, there is a great distinction. Incarnation is God Himself. Here is the point. Incarnation is God Himself. And any saint or highly evolved spiritual Brahmajnani is a human being who has raised his consciousness into the divine. So here is the point how to understand the effect of incarnation. Incarnation's impact is deep. As time passes, the impact of incarnation is known to the world, manifest more and more and more and more. Even ordinary saintly people, those who are saint in every religion, people forget their name. The whole world does not know them. But avatars are such, they are known globally. See, most of the human beings at least know Rama. Most of the human beings know about Krishna. They are not dead. When they are dead, when they are born, when they are dead, that period is long, long past, no? Christ was born 2000 years ago. The impact of Christ is no less. That's it. There are many Jesus, but the Jesus of Nazareth, of Mother Mary, is unique. Why? This is the distinction. How he is alive in the heart of all. If it is that is not possible for any holy man. Rishis, seers of truth, they are highly evolved. They have understood the Brahman in their absolute samadhi and then experienced when they come down. True, but we cannot equate avatar with them. So the main problem is that we see an incarnation walk like us, talk like us, eat like us, behave like us. That's why we think that they belong to us. That Bhagavat story, Bhagavat's example is given. No? The talked about Swami Vivekananda. Hari Maharaj used to refer that story. That in the full moon night, that there is the reflection of the moon. Moon does not belong here. Moon in the high sky. But when the reflection comes, all the fish in living in the water, they become very happy. And they feel that another fish, light, full of light, is playing, is come, he is like us. Sun's reflection, moon's reflection. The reflected moon gives them delight. And they play whole night with that reflected moon. Late to understand when the morning comes and the moon disappears. Then they ask, who was they? Who was that? Who was playing with us? So it is they do not know that this moon does not belong to us. Moon is in the high, non-dual absolute, in the high heaven. But he comes down out of compassion into the lake like that and behaves like us. No? So that is that's why Bhagavat says, Aho vato durbhago vato ayam jadavo nitaramopi na sangvasantu vidu harim. The Hari, the Lord, who played like Krishna with the Jodhus. But it is what a ill fate that they could not understand that he is the Lord of the universe, came in the form of Krishna. That's why always it is said, Avatara is very difficult to understand. Avatara hides their absolute level of divinity in in his cosmic Maya, by his own Maya Shakti. That is Shankaracharya also says that. So Ramakrishna said one point, why bother about infinity? Here is the question. Why to judge so much? He says that if I want to touch, you must I touch your entire body. So entire infinite, infinity is all pervaded. What's the need of infinity? And he says we are all small container, no? A little, he talked about the one small cup of wine is enough to make us knock out. What the need of how much gallons of uh, wine is in that tabernacle. So, so this is the question. Don't have to put so much of thinking about absolute, infinite. That's it. Love God. That is the point. And then Sri Ramakrishna is compared here, like he himself describing, like cow. You need not have to touch the whole body of the cow, but you touch the udder, you touch the cow, and you touch the avatar, you touch Brahman, because it's such a manifestation of purity, love, compassion, holiness, which is never possible to express in any other body, through any other body. So that was the thought I was thinking, that we can think a little bit of Sri Ramakrishna as what is he? Is Satchidananda. If it is Satchidananda, then it is infinite. Then how can I think of Satchidananda? We cannot. But the entire juice of that Satchidananda aspect manifests to the incarnations through their overflowing compassion, love, and all these things. So rather to not to judge so much, but to go into the depth of uh, practicing in our spiritual discipline and loving Him dearly and feeling that love, when comes, it will saturate the hearts of us. So that I wanted to take out from this, though it took such a long time. And also, Ramakrishna gave the example here, one beautiful example, that the diamond and the person who holds the diamonds gave his servant to find out how much price people can charge, how avatara can be judged. See, avatara goes to the shop of a brinjal, নাকি কি ওটা কি বলে? Eggplant, eggplant seller. He can give only 9 shares of eggplant and say, "Oh, I have given enough. I cannot give another piece over that 9." And similarly, the cloth merchant has a little capacity more. He can give 9 cloths, but not more than that. But the jeweler, if it really a jeweler sees Ramakrishna, then they will say, "Oh my God, 100,000." So the jeweler priced it 100,000 at the very outset, meaning high price. Only avatar to understand, one needs that ability to understand. See, look at that. Ramakrishna was understood by whom? Vivekananda. The way Vivekananda understood Ramakrishna, perhaps all the direct disciples have their experience, but his understanding is totally beyond our description. He says that, no? So what is Ramakrishna? Kurmas taraka charvanam tribhuvanam utpatayam balat king bho no vijanannasi Ramakrishna dasavayam. He's talking about Ramakrishna. Who is Ramakrishna? Do you not know? I am the servant of Ramakrishna. But my power, do you know? I can unhinge the stars and chew the stars and throw away the earth into the void. Such is the power. That is it. And what think about Ramakrishna? Only Ramakrishna's servant can do that. So what is Ramakrishna? So it is he has understood. That's why when some Jogin Maharaj asked him that you are bringing all this Western idea, it is Ramakrishna did not preach all this. What he said, he went into tears. He said, "I have not said a single word But Ramakrishna didn't teach me to speak. When he used to shut down the door of his room and teach us, and teach me what he has taught. It is only this is the only the instrument. So, and that's why he can say, we write about Ramakrishna. I give a talk on Ramakrishna. But when asked, Vivekananda was asked what he said. eh, Shall I create a monkey uh, to create a Shiva Lingam? No. That means he said, I am incapable. I am incapable of talking about him. So this is the point. As greater is the uh, receptacle, they can understand greater way the avatars. Very difficult because they hide themselves so much. In the there is no, even Ramakrishna is much difficult. Still, there may be some pomp and grandeur in other incarnations. But Ramakrishna is the most ordinary uh, half-naked fakir, no? Intoxicated in God, everyone sings Pagol. Uh, Dakshineshwarer Pagol Thakur. Pagol Thakur. Say, mad, mad person, mad pujari. So, is and people misunderstand most of that. Gita also says, no, that Mam Abujananti Mam Murha. Murha, the fools, Abujananti, ignore me, Abugga kore. Abujananti Mam Murha Manushin Tanum Asritam. Because I take a tonu means the body of a human body. I take a human body. That's why they don't understand me. They don't respect me. Abujananti mang mudha manusintanu asritam. Parang bhava majanantu. They don't know my parama bhava, the supreme, my spirit, that I am param bhava majanantu. Mama bhuta maheshwaram. Mama, mine, nature, they do not know that I am bhuta maheshwara. I am the great God, God of God, Maheshwara of the Bhuta. Bhuta means Jeev, or Bhuta means all created being. So I am the master, Lord of all creation. They do not know. Because I take a human body, that's why they disregard me. They don't recognize me that I am the Lord of Lord. So in different places, this type of expression comes through their mouth. Ramakrishna said, "Ami hoyechi, ami esechi." No, ami hoyechi. I have become. See the sun, moon, stars, galaxies. I have become. Very many scriptic word. It is to be meditated days and nights. Ami esechi. I have come. Firm assurance in his own mouth. I have come. Who is that I? That I, what Gita suggested. I am that I. But I am being misunderstood. Ami Hoichi, they do not know that I have everything is me. Rama, Holy Mother saw the ant moving. He said, I saw. It is exactly the feet, Ramakrishna's feet, Ramakrishna's mouth, Ramakrishna's eyes, the ant's eyes, Ramakrishna's eyes. It's verification. It is Ramakrishna is all pervaded. It says, Ami Karmonasha, Ami Farashtanga. I am the destroyer of all karma. Occasionally, this humble person, like arrogant person, telling, hey, I am the French territory. French territory means in those of British India, people can enter into the French territory. That French territory is the Chandan Nagar. It's very close to Calcutta. If anyone has done something wrong, and at the end of doing that, just enter into the French Chandan Nagar, then British police, British has no control over the French territory, and that is in Chandannagar area. So they can hide there. No? That means you take the world is such a hazardous place, and you take army. Ramakrishna said army. He could not say army, but here he is saying occasionally to give a glimpse who is he actually. Army karma nasha. All karma I destroy. What does it mean? Karma is because of karma we are here. Each one of us our karma, good or bad, whatever we do. But I destroy all karma. If the karma is destroyed, then what remains for you and me? All ignorance will go. Then the karma comes from out of desire. To fulfill desire, we do karma. Again, karma creates another desire in me. No? We do karma because of the impulse of desire. And desire again, after creating that karma is regenerating some new desire. Look at our life. One type of work we do, it generates another type of desire to do something. And that you finish, then another desire. Karma generating another karma. And it is driven force is the vasana. And he said, Ami karma nasha. He who thinks of me, his karma will be just cut asunder. And if the karma is gone, there is no input to move in the world, no desire. So they live like a Brahmajnani. They live totally disidentified with body and mind and all the actions. No? Ami karmanasha ami parashtanga. If one enters into my territory, the world cannot do anything to it. Actually, it happens. We see the sadhus, we see the devotees' life. Those who really in utmost difficulties also, health condition, at the point of death even, when they really get absorbed into the name, it is some such experience, they don't express that much pain and anguish to the outside. They are totally different personality. So they are entering into the zone where world has no action, world has no power to touch that soul. So these are the several places Sri Ramakrishna has expressed that he is that. Uh, that's why some of our Swamis say Ramakrishna is not avatar. He is the avatari. Avatari is a word from which all avatars come. Anyhow, these are all world language. We don't understand anything. Only we hear these words, but its deep significance can be understood by people probably who are extremely pure in heart. They can understand. So we have to look at Ramakrishna from this perspective, because we can look at from our standpoint as we see as extraordinary pure person or extraordinarily uh, gracious person, taking out the sin of others. These are okay. They may be siddhi. He is all his miracle. Ramakrishna's miracle is Ramakrishna's giving freedom to his everyone, whoever comes. Hate Hari Bhanga. That was the first January story Ramakrishna said. You will know that this body will not remain. When last time I hate Hari Bhangbo, I will break the earthen pot in front of all. That means he's breaking the ego and making giving realization to Brahmananda, Shivananda, 16 disciples, so many direct disciples, bhaktas coming silently, touching this, that, Gopala's Ma, etc., etc. All is going on. It was secretly going on. But that day it was broken, and now he has broken means he is available to everyone. Previously he was located in a body, physical body, in somewhere in Dakshineshwar, in the puja time or in his room. But he is residing in the heart of all now. He is sitting wherever in the world, as Ramakrishna has become available more. So this is the glory of God when he incarnates. When God incarnates, Ramakrishna said, our spiritual sadhana also becomes very easy, because that time grace, that is the grace of the Lord comes more. That is the, and that can be experienced. Okay, so this is a little bit about Sri Ramakrishna. Now you can have questions for few minutes. We have good questions. Sometimes you ask, so why not share that question so that every one of us can enjoy?
So, in reading The Eternal Companion from Swami Brahmananda, the back section of the book is a lot of, it's like Satsang with a lot of question and answers. But it seems like his answers are geared for people in monastic life, right? So when I read through that book, is there a, I picture myself being in the room asking and hearing the answers. Is there a translation that should go on and kind of change it, filter it to think about how I should interpret his answers?
Yeah, you see, yes, you are correct, because those addresses were, the questions were mostly given to the monastic brahmacharis and others, no? But what is the difference between monastic and householder? I don't know. When you think of God, is there any difference there? When you are in the world, you say, I am worldly, I am monastic, I am non monastic. But when you are thinking of God, your mind in the same level, when you are thinking, then the detachment comes and other things. So we become all monks. And second point, monastics are given this advice, they can practice, they are not could follow. Ordinary monks even could not follow all the instructions he gave to its fullest extent. No, so you can also think it is given as best as I can take out of that and apply that in my life. Very simple. Hurry, days are going away. We lose. It will not come. Get up and do japa. What night? What are you doing whole night? Okay. And then Latu Maharaj and all his disciples, then Raja Maharaj's disciple also, many of them practiced such that they could not sleep whole night. Next generation, they slept in between, maybe 1 hour, wake up, another doing, another going to sleep. So we, for all of us, we can say, okay, whenever night time you wake up, do little japa. That much we can do. We can apply according to our condition. So the advice is given, universal advice. We can apply as much as we can take out of that. And there are certain advice which is meant for the monastics. You need not have to take that, because you know that is meant for them. Ideal is always high. And in the when one, whether one is in the household life or in monastic life, when they love God, they forget the world. We love one thing means we are not connected with the other thing. That particular moment. So how to connect with God is the question, and how to get more inspiration to do that. You can get inspiration from Raja Maharaj's book, তারপরে Birajananda Maharaj's book, Mahapurush Maharaj, so many wonderful uh, inspirational things are there in all their direct disciples. I was reading the other time Adbhutananda Swami. My God, Adbhutananda Sriti Katha, what is it translated by Swami Satprakashananda? That book is a beautiful book. You can see how probably. He said that not going to school, how what he's speaking, how profound are those statements and how deep. Anything? All questions will come some other time. Yeah, yes.
Swamiji, how does Nam Japa help in fruition, lead to fruition of moksha?
Nam Japa. Yeah. Nam Japa, yes, because when you repeat some name is connected with some divine form. Name is connected with some form. Form is an expression of the mind of that person. So if I think of a worldly person, his name, his ideas, his qualities will come into my mind. So my mind will be either going down or up, depending on the person whom I am repeating the name. Suppose if I say Putin, it's just a name I said. What reaction is coming in the mind? Or I say, and now I say Rama. What is coming in the mind? Sri Chaitanya. That's just a name. See how it is bringing immediately our heart is resonating in two different levels. So when we take the name of the Lord, our Guru gives us mantra, we repeat that, because it is very pure, because it is all the divine name of that infinite reality, which cannot be expressed through any word. When we get that name and repeat that, our mind goes to that ideal which is represented by the mantra or by the name. Sri Chaitanya means nothing but God, intoxicated in God. Tears are rolling down this way, not right angle. I heard that. When we cannot understand this type of intense love possible, that when he used to cry for God, the tears will be flowing right angle to the eye. Could you believe? We don't get one drop when we pray to God, no? And such love, such ecstatic love, the whole horripilation all over the body. Ramakrishna said, যখন একবার হরিনাম বা কি কৃষ্ণ কি বলো রাম নামে রোমাঞ্চ হয়. You take once the name, your whole body will be. So that it can lead that much. One utterance of the name can give one horripilation and absorption in God. So that is the benefit it comes ultimately. তখন জানবে সন্ধ্যা গায়ত্রীর কোনো দরকার নেই. There is no need for you doing Om Vishnu Namo Om Vishnu Tad Vishnu Parama Parama. It is not necessary, because those are necessary to purify the mind gradually to bring into the consciousness. But when mind becomes so pure that it can give that much inner connection, inner joy, and that manifests through the physical body even. So that is the state that you have to give up. Little rituals are no more needed. You have crossed that level. For us it is necessary, but for this type of people it's not necessary. So mantra has a power, and that generates gradually the purity, brings out the purity in. And whenever I think of Ramakrishna, see Ramakrishna, whenever you think of Ramakrishna, whether we like it or dislike it, know it or no, there is nothing in Ramakrishna, nothing but God. In Ramakrishna, there is nothing but what we call detachment, nothing but purity, nothing but that ecstatic oneness with the divine. So these things automatically is influencing our mind and lifting our mind little by little, little by little, little by little.
Just for question's sake, what happens if you have no idea of what you are like? Say you don't know anything, but you are saying, or say even Krishna, you are chanting Krishna, Krishna, but this person has no background of Krishna.
Yeah, it is like, yeah, that is true. Suppose someone we are chanting, we do not know the impact of it. That's true. Will it have any effect? Yeah, it will have effect, but you will not enjoy it. If you knowingly do, you enjoy it. If you don't know and do, I have to do. So always watching at the watch, oh, 10 minutes, I have done enough. Oh, I have done 108. Oh, 108, another. I have to do it again. In another hand count, another 3 times I have to do again. My God, such a long hours. That will be the situation when you do not know. And when you lovingly do this, then it is enjoyable. Like the hot summer, eh? Seeing the very cool water in a pool, you jump into the water and you enjoy the cool, no? Water cools the body. But I am not interested in taking a bath. I'm sweating though. I'm feeling so much hot, but I don't, and someone pushes me into the water. What will happen? It will not give me joy, though the body is getting cool, but I am not enjoying it. So this is the point. Hey, it is best to do Gita as our Patanjali says, Tajjapa Tadartha Bhavanam. To japa, repeat the mantra, and also think of its meaning, what you are talking about, who you are thinking about, what is the real meaning and intention, and what it is indicating. This mantra indicates what? Satchidananda Brahman. No? The infinite joy, infinite bliss. So if that awareness comes, then it will be a better journey and better peace. That's why people do japa, you'll find they're so absorbed, no? And they come out of that japa, you can see their face beaming with peace.
This is mainly for the kids now.
Hmm?
Children.
Huh?
When you tell them chant, they chant, but like you said, they didn't enjoy it. That will at least.
Yeah, right. That will have effect,
That is
but
right.
don't impose on the children too much. And rather you make them understand the meaning, then they will be interested to doing even 10 times. That is better. In this country, particularly. In our childhood days, mom, dad said anything you do, finish. Hey, Vishnu Sahasranam, start. Hey, chup. That's what they start doing. But here, if you say so, they are waiting when they can get out of the house. So that should be a realistic point, is that. Yeah, we are all adult people, we understand so much, but our mind, na- nam namakari bahuda, Chaitanya's prayer. Huh? নিজ সর্বশক্তি তারপরে লাইনটা কি ভুলে গেছি anyhow. So that is the God's name as the potential power that is manifesting to them. It is there, but we will have to uh, train the mind a little bit, and to understand its meaning is always good. Or you will say, what is the meaning of the mantra? Mantra is God, simply. God the infinite, God full of love, God is absolute. And
Alright, which one is more harmful? A person who got initiated but does not follow the instructions of the guru, and he doesn't do what he should be doing, and another person who was never initiated, and so which one is more harmful?
the initiated and non-initiated is not the correct. Yes, that has some impact, but is a practice is the question, no? For one who is initiated and does not do anything, it is like the seed has been preserved in some place. We don't see the seed is sprouting. But who is putting water and nourishment to that, then it gradually find the seedling is coming out. So it will not act that time, but a time will come, seed never get lost. Whenever grown or any particular time of life, it may just come up. Though we don't see the effect that time. Everyone needs some experience of life when the need comes. If we don't understand the need, why shall I go for that? A very simple thing. My days are going on well. What is the need of God there? But someone says, no, I have everything, but I'm really upset. I cannot contain. I am unhappy. Then you start for searching where is the happiness, where we can get that. So that experience is most important. And we in our life, sometime or other, we come to that point when we really search for something what should give me the peace and joy I'm searching for. That's it. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. This light gives you good